Today's going to be an interesting episode.
What in the f***ing shit? Piece of shit.
I couldn't have planned that if I tried.
You hit me right in the f***ing bridge of the nose, you piece of shit.
You PJ bitch.
That's going in the blooper reel.
Welcome to the Jingo Podcast. Like and comment. Subscribe with the notifications. We hope you like this video. Yeah.
Welcome back to the Jane Doe Podcast. Hi, how are you? Welcome back. I love you. I'm Nicky V.
I'm Andy Van Zandt.
And on today's episode, tell them what we're doing.
Today is going to be our first content-driven video. We've spent the last few videos, introducing you to ourselves, interviewing each other, kind of, getting out there.
Check out those videos.
Now, we are officially in regular content production mode. So we had a lot of ideas. We have a whole whiteboard, just off camera that way, that's full of ideas of things to talk about and show. Wow, can't talk today. Little red leather, yellow leather. All right. But basically, we had a lot of ideas, and we have so many, in fact, that we couldn't decide what we wanted to do. So I found a randomizer on the internet. We put in a bunch of options. We picked our top 3 and spun the wheel, and here we are. So the topic we're doing today is odd likes. As a band that primarily identifies itself as a metal or hard rock band, you might find it odd that we like so many different genres and types of music that don't fit into that genre whatsoever. So today we've both picked our top 5 odd likes, whether it's an artist or specific songs, or we wanted to keep it a little specific, but not so specific that you had to settle on one. So we left some wiggle room. We'll explain as we go. So we're going to take turns giving you our top 5 odd musical likes. Here we go. Want to go first?
Sure, buddy.
What you got? I know. By the way, I haven't seen his. He hasn't seen mine, so we might even surprise each other.
Yeah, for real. Mine are in no particular order, but I'm going to start with Halsey, artist. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This is my idea. I can't judge him, can I?
She's got a few good songs,
Nah,
man.
she's got a good voice,
She's got a few good songs. Yeah. One of the few that I've seen in that genre play live and actually sing.
Well, yeah, that too. That's a huge deal too. Any pop star that actually, and not just has a live mic so they can talk to the audience and has the track behind them anyway, but anybody that genuinely sings live, I gotta respect that.
Yeah. She puts on a good show. She's got some great songs. A few that speak to me particularly. But yeah, me and my wife both love Halsey.
Is that all you got for Halsey?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these because I don't have a lot to say.
All right.
I'm not going to do a deep dive into this stuff.
First one for me, it's kind of very general and vague. I kind of, instead of putting them in order of least favorite to favorite, I kind of put them in least specific to most specific. But basically 80s synth pop and synth rock. As somebody who
that was
wants
very broad there.
Yeah, but I couldn't
much
just
like
pick
your chest.
Yeah. But I couldn't just pick one or two. But in general, I like that sound from the mid to late 80s. Some examples of that, some Duran Duran stuff. My favorite song by them is Ordinary World. I love how kind of ethereal that sounds.
That's one I've been meaning to get into that I never remember to type in.
Duran Duran?
Yeah.
Well, you go.
I never remember to
if you're going
into it.
If you're going with the top 3 classics, it's Ordinary World, Rio, and Hungry Like the Wolf, which most people recognize.
I might know that one. Yeah.
Songs like Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me from The Breakfast Club. Everybody loves that song. I love singing that way. I actually like some Wang Chung. Everybody Have Fun Tonight. Everybody knows that song, but my favorite one is Dance Hall Days. Trying to go through these quickly. Tears for Fears. Dexy's Midnight Runners, Come On Eileen. Everybody knows that song.
Actually, I like Come On Eileen.
And this is not directly related, but I threw this in here because, again, this is such a vague category. Summer Breeze by Seals and Crofts. That's a 60s, 70s song.
I don't know that one.
Summer breeze makes me feel fine, blowing through the jasmine in my mind. Do, 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 do.
Mouth solo.
Yeah. You'd know if you heard it. It's
Probably,
been in a million movies.
Probably.
But that one's about as vague as I'm going to get. So, but yeah, just like that kind of style of music, that poppier, synthier, especially in the late 70s into the early 80s, they started using a lot more keyboard. Like a lot of that Steve Miller type stuff, too, is when they kind of got into really heavy keyboard use.
Fair enough.
Yeah, your turn.
The rest of mine are specific songs by artists because I don't really know any of their other work. So I'd have to say Almost Is Never Enough by Ariana Grande, whatever the dude's name is. Really good song. My wife showed it to me. The title pretty much summarizes what the song's about. Just going through life, almost getting to certain milestones, and it just not being enough. It's self-explanatory for the most part. It was a really good song, good ballady, piano-y type thing. Her voice is good. Dude's voice is good. Fun to do in the car. That's all I got on that one.
Yeah, Ariana Grande, I mean, she's not my favorite or anything, but, you can't deny, whether she sings live or not, her actual vocal ability is, I gotta give it to her.
Yeah.
You ever seen that thing with her and Jimmy Fallon where she does the Wheel of Musical impressions and she does like a dead-on impression of like 3 people? Anyway, my turn now?
Yes.
All right, what's next?
What you got?
I'm a big fan of country music. My name is Andy, and I like country music.
CMT.
Let me be clear. I don't like pop country. I never have. Not gonna. I just don't like it.
For reference, this is clear.
But yeah, I like some. I'm dating myself here. I'm gonna call this older country, but basically what I mean is like 90s and 2000s country. I'm actually like distantly related to Eddie Montgomery from Montgomery Gentry, so I've always listened to them and love their music. R.I.P. Troy. But early Blake Shelton, I'm not into the stuff he does now, pretty much ever since he got on TV. But, some of his early stuff, he has a few songs that are not only great songs, but he actually has one that I, to this day, cannot sing without crying like a little baby. Ironically, the song is called The Baby. So, early Brad Paisley. I like Garth Brooks. Probably make a lot of people in my family, mostly my fiance and my mother-in-law, angry. But I have to say it because I'm a Tom Segura fan. Where are the bodies, Garth? Where are the bodies? I do love
Lord.
Garth Brooks. My mom's a huge Travis Tritt fan. I do like Travis Tritt. But I think one of my favorite songwriters, and this is something else we might want to get into eventually, is people who are songwriters or maybe well known in the industry for writing songs, but then they have their own career because they decide to actually become an onstage personality, like Sia. She wrote like Diamonds in the Sky and stuff for Rihanna, and then she has her own career now. But Phil Vassar is a country artist. He's written a lot of big hits for other people, but his actual solo material is awesome. I love Phil Vassar.
I had to add to that and say that apparently when I was 3, my mom told me that Alan Jackson was my favorite.
Who doesn't like Alan
She'd
Jackson?
put on Alan Jackson and be like, Nick, who is this? And I go, Alan Jackson. Apparently it was hilarious, so
I do love Alan
I'll
Jackson.
take her word for it. Most of the things she tells me about is pretty funny.
By the way, certain people will talk about like, shows they've been to or like legendary bands they got to see live.
Yeah.
I've seen Charlie Daniels live.
Ooh, I bet that was awesome.
Dude, it was awesome.
I bet that was awesome.
Horsehair flying off his bow. Dude was incredible. Ironically,
Did
I
it
saw
do that
Phil
during-
Vassar open for him.
Did it do that during Devil Went Down to Georgia?
Oh, yeah.
Of course, yeah. It would have to.
He was
I would
incredible.
almost rig my stuff to do it that way specifically. Just because it adds to the performance. Be rad.
All right, your turn.
All right, so I'm going to go with I Just Want to Run by the Downtown Fiction. Yeah.
I've never heard of that. I don't know what that is.
It's like, I just want to run, blow me
Stop
away.
singing, but I don't know the song.
That's all. But it's a good song. It's a good song. Got a good melody. It's
Kinda
harder.
like-
It's harder rock than you would assume.
Like poppy rock.
It's sort of, yeah. It's kind of up there with
I'm a sucker for
what the
pop
hell's
rock,
that song?
dude. I can't help it. I love pop rock.
What the hell is that song? The one by Orianti that I said I wanted to cover.
Oh, I don't remember what it is now.
Yeah. According to you, that's it.
I like the
It's kind of like the same level of rock as that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't. It goes hard. You wouldn't expect it to go hard.
He thinks he can play Orianti.
Oh,
No,
she ain't that hard.
she's amazing.
I
Excuse
hope
you.
not. I mean, I'm not saying she's not good. I'm just saying, like, it's what she's doing isn't particularly in that song specifically.
Oh, that's
isn't particularly
okay.
complicated.
Okay.
It's not particularly
You
complicated.
get a pass.
Yeah.
Fine.
Anyway, back to the Downtown Fiction. I can't remember where I heard that song, but
Do you have a rival
It's-
band
it's
that's
a good
like
one.
the
It's a good
suburban nonfiction that they fucking hate each other?
The Suburban Biography. That's really all I got on that one. It's a good song, good jam, well put together. Carry on.
All right. My next one. I'm not the only one on this, and there's a lot of metalheads that are getting into this band recently. And I got a chance to
this would
see
be a
them
good one.
live last year at the Louder Than Life Festival. And bearing in mind, I saw Metallica later the same day and walked out of there talking about this band, not the fact that I had just seen Metallica, and that is the Mongolian miracle that is The Who. I never thought I would be headbanging along to a bunch of people playing traditional Mongolian instruments, but holy shit. They are so entertaining. And the way
I wish I'd have been able to be there for that.
and the way they put their music together is just so great. I love their cover of Sad But True by Metallica, which they did play. My favorite song they do is one called then Forgive the Pronunciation. I am not Mongolian. But it's
Clearly.
it's Uve Uve U. And I can just get my head bobbing along with that all day long. It's a song about the returning of the great Khan. It's amazing.
That's fair.
Yeah, but if you haven't heard of them, check them out. It's the HU. Do yourself a favor. They're so great.
Yeah, I can't even lie. I was skeptical about that one at first, and then you showed it to me, and I was like, "This is fucking awesome."
Yeah. But that's all I got on them. They're amazing. Check them out. See them live if you can.
Yeah.
I'm excited. They're coming again this year to Louder Than Life. So I'm gonna
Oh, are
see them
they?
again. Yeah. So,
Yeah, I have to make sure I show up early enough for that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm excited about this year's lineup.
Yeah, between them and Baby Metal, I'm very excited for the Asian representation this year. Like, I'm excited to see both of them.
I don't know if I'd say I'm excited for that, but that part of the show will definitely be interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Because I got into them back when, like, they only had a few songs out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I very quickly lost interest.
But, yeah.
But it was
Acquired taste,
definitely,
for sure.
definitely different. Definitely different.
All right.
Anyway, next on my list is actually probably going to be really surprising. Really surprising.
Hit me up.
But it's the Mamas and Papas, Dream a Little Dream of Me.
Okay, it wasn't that surprising. But, really.
Yeah, really.
The fact that, like, we've been friends for a long time, and the fact that you can still say a thing, and I'm like, you know what that is? I'm like, the fact that Nicky fucking V knows who the fucking Mamas and Papas are. I only know them as a reference. I couldn't name you a Mamas and Papas song, dude. And like the fact that this
Here you
guy
go.
who
Dream a Little Dream of
I mean,
Me.
he rejects all the old vintage rock I listen to, and it's like, that's boring. And then he calls out the Mamas and the Papas, but fucking fair enough.
I mean, the song is anything but boring. They do all kinds of fucking discordance and weird chords and
I will definitely
minor to major to Phrygian to upside down chord progressions. Like, it's interesting to listen to. It's still not my favorite thing in the world, but like, it's interesting. It catches my attention. It gives me like Simon and Garfunkel vibes.
I'm gonna have to check that one out.
I'll show it to you after we're done with this.
Okay, fair enough.
Anyway, your
All
turn.
right, my turn. This one is a little more mainstream than a Mongolian metal band. Lady Gaga.
That's fair.
I
can't even argue with you on that.
I
one.
love Lady Gaga. I really do. I'm
I
excited.
really like her.
Like a lot. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm a little monster, mostly because I weigh entirely too much to be considered little. But I don't know, her
See
voice.
prior reference.
Her voice is just otherworldly. If you haven't, do yourself a favor. I know not everybody's a Howard Stern fan, but she did a live performance on the Howard Stern show a couple years ago, and it's just one of the most emotional performances I've ever seen. It's just her solo on a big grand piano, and it's just, by the end of it, she's literally crying, and it just, I've never heard a single musical performance that even, I didn't see it, I wasn't there live, obviously, but I mean, just, at work in a headphone listening, and I literally had to stop what I was doing. On the other side, on the poppy side of what she does, I respect it, and I think her songwriting is great. Songs like Bad Romance, I love that song. Poker Face, obviously, to name the two bigger hits and everything.
Just a side note that had a frog in my throat. But just a side note, like that that song you mentioned, what she does on the Howard Stern show.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when you told me to go watch that. I watched it like 3 days later because I kept forgetting, and I was like, "Damn." Got me emotional. Like I don't even care about Lady Gaga like that. Sure did after that. I was like, man, she puts on a hell of a performance.
Sorry, I forgot. I was blanking on the name of the song she did. She did a couple, and she's been on the show a couple times and done performances.
Yeah.
But specifically, it's The Edge of Glory is the one I'm talking about. And I mean, that's a good song, period.
Good one, yeah.
But, oh my God, do yourself a favor. Listen
you can see her fighting back tears in the video. It's raw.
She also did A Million Reasons, which was great. But yeah, that was just some next level stuff. Oh, and by the way, that new song she did for Top Gun 2, let's just put it this way.
I haven't heard that one.
It's hard to live up to, Take My Breath Away from Berlin from the original, for the ballad for the movie. She pulled it off. The song is the shit.
I'll have to check that out.
All right, back to you. What's your last one? Numero cinco.
This one got me
I
good.
don't know why I'm being dramatic.
We are dramatic. By nature.
Okay.
But this one got me a lot when I first became a dad because I got 2 boys and I love them to death. Do anything for them.
There's a lot of songs that'll do that.
Oh yeah,
like
there's quite a few, but I think this one and there's one other one that might be my favorite that I might do as an honorable mention. But my other one is "Tough Little Boys" by Gary Allan. And,
that's a good one.
Yeah, it gets me every time, man. Like
yeah. That's one of those was like you knew it was a good song, and then you just happen to hear it after you have kids, and you're in the car, you're so wrecked.
Right.
There's a few songs like that. What's the name of the song?
I've been watching you.
Yeah, that's literally what I was thinking.
Yeah,
of.
that was the one I was gonna do as an honorable mention because that one gets me every time.
I've been singing that song since I was really young. I love that song, and then once I had a kid, I was scrolling through Sirius and clicked on it halfway through the song. That was a wreck.
My favorite part is because my oldest son's 3 now, and like his speech is getting better, and he's come up with some shit, and like every time he says a cuss word,
you think of that song?
I think of the song, and then I can't help but laugh because you hear the mouth on me, and he says shit, and I'm just like, you can't say that. And then the instructions made insignificant because I'm laughing. And I just can't help it. It's hilarious until it's not.
Said a 4-letter word. It started with S, and I was concerned. Yeah.
I've been watching you, Dad. Ain't that cool? No, it's not. Shut up.
Stop watching me. For the love of God, stop paying attention to the shit I do.
You're gonna get me in trouble, boy.
That was hilarious. Don't say that at school.
For real.
You know how many times I've said that one a lot.
God, yeah.
Don't repeat that.
Yeah, he come up with one the other day. It was really good, but I'm not gonna tell the story here. Oh my God, it was so funny.
All right.
I about wrecked the car laughing at that.
Is that all you got on that one?
Yeah, that's all I got.
We're gonna do a separate video. Trust me, that's a big topic. I want to do songs that make you cry every time. We'll get to that one. Yeah, we might even like actually force each other to listen to them, see if we can't make a video of us just as a mess.
Yeah.
My last one.
That's gonna be a tall order. It's really hard for us to get to cry, even when we really want to. Like,
I cry all the time. I'm such a baby.
It's hard for me, dude. Like I try. I try hard.
He has very few feelings. I'm a mess.
I have feelings.
Oh,
They're intense.
Oh no, I've denied.
I just can't cry. Like for some reason, I'll come right up to the point where a tear will stroll out of my face, and then like something in my throat's just like, no. And it's not something I have control over. I wish I could cry more. I would feel better if I could cry. Maybe my back would stop fucking hurting. They say you carry tension in your shoulders and shit's about to fall off. Let me cry, damn it!
See you on the next one. I'm calling the police. I was kidding! Not calling the cops. Sit down. You done?
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
Anyway, what's your last one?
I got one more. This one, I put this at the top of my list because it's not so much an individual thing that I like. It's more something that would be surprised, especially once everybody gets to hear the music that we are writing and are creating. It might come as a surprise who some of my absolute favorite bands of all time are. Especially as people who want to make heavier music. I mean, of course, it's not all going to be super heavy all the time, but as a band who's going to primarily identify as a metal/hard rock band, it might surprise people to find out that some of my favorite bands of all time include Styx, Journey, REO Speedwagon, and Def Leppard. And
I don't know if I'd consider that surprising, but yeah.
And yes, well, not to you, you know me. But, Def Leppard, obviously, they have some harder moments, especially on some of their stuff that doesn't get played on the radio a lot.
I mean, you identifying as a classic rock fanatic, I mean, those bands are not particularly surprising. They're some of the biggest bands of that genre.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about in terms of the music we're going to put out and stuff
versus
like that.
What you
yeah,
are.
like,
that's what you're saying.
If I pick up a guitar and come up with a riff off the top of my head, it's not going to sound like one of those bands. But
that's debatable.
The other thing about it is, typically the songs that you hear the most on the radio from those bands, I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, I'm a fan of Def Leppard, and, you're like, name 5 songs, and I name you the 5 that everybody knows, even if,
It's always the ones that nobody's ever fucking
everybody's going to say, Pour Some Sugar on Me, Hysteria, Photograph, Rock of Ages. I'm over here like, Mirror, Mirror, Run Riot, Ride Into the Sun, and everybody's like, that's a Def Leppard song? Yeah. They actually demoed it before they released their first album. Anyway, but yeah, Styx is a huge one. One of the best shows I've ever been to was actually Tesla opened, and then the co-headliners were Styx and Def Leppard. That was an awesome show. And then a couple years later, I saw Journey and Def Leppard together. So, dream shows for me. They were amazing.
That'll be for a different episode. What was the fifth one?
Yeah, that was it. But that's all we have for today. We are confused. This has been a lot of nonsense, but we hope you enjoyed it anyway. Catch you on the next one. The Fat Shirley Temple.
Cool. Shirley Cathedral.
Go.
Shirley Coliseum.
That's the only thing you've ever said that actually offended me. You fucking bitch.
So did you pay me for that one?
That one's right somewhere between the heart and kidney is where that one fucking stuck. You motherfucker. So, it's through the fat regardless.